To be Bill because it just happens to be the poem. It just happened to have Bill in it. Was the night before Christmas when all through the shop not a creature was stirring, not even a drop. Jerry's balls were hung by the ceiling. Where? In half that Sir William soon would be there. The clients were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of figureweights and Jerry in his kerchief and Big G in his cap had just settled in their brains for a long winter's nap. When at their salon there arose such a clatter, they sprang from their beds to hear what was the matter. Away to the phone they flew like a flash, tore open the droid.
Video.
And out like a dash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to their wondering eyes should appear, but William Burnett was eight up in here! With a little goatee, whip, and the stick. They knew in a moment it must be a trick. More rapid than eagles, to his assistance they came. And he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Rachel, now Nikki, now Jessie and Sammy. On Nikki, on Deborah, on Sam, on Christy. You think number one to the top of the wall. Now wash away all. And right here that before the wild up to fly. When they meet with an old, bitty mouth to the sky. So up to the shop, top assistant flew, with a sleigh full of boys and still singing too. And then in a twinkling they heard on the roof the washing and scrubbing of each little boot. As they thought in their heads and were turning around, down the chimney Sir William came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to all his clothes were tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of boys he had slung on his back, and he looked like a hiccup, opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dinkles how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His sweet little mouth was drawn up like a bow. And his and the guts on his chin was as white as a snow. The stump of a camel held in his teeth. And the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a lean face and a sculpted hard belly. It rippled when he laughed, unlike a bowl of jelly. He was a chubby or plump, a right jolly fellow, and we laughed when we saw him in spite of this fellow. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that we had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled the shampoo, and then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rode. He flung to his trunk, to his team gave a whistle,
flash on it.
and away they all flew, like Gary's dismissal. But I heard it scream, as he rode